Welcome to the Freedom Property Podcast, the modern real estate brand empowering excellence. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back in the studio, and today we have Tiera from Ray White. See, I nearly said Tiera.
I go by anything.
So good to have you here.
Thank you for having me. It's so exciting. I've never done a podcast before, so first one, rip the Band-Aid off.
Absolutely. Now you just have a chat with me and just relax and tell me about this wonderful brand at Ray White that you've got. So for people that don't know you, tell us, what do you do at Ray White?
Amazing. So at Ray White, I head up recruitment and recognition for the Queensland network.
Nice.
So my role is network specialist, recognition and recruitment is the title.
Awesome. How did you fall into that?
Oh, I started my career at Ray White through concierge, but previous to that, I was in recruitment. So it kind of, my skill set through recruitment, then my skill set grew at concierge in terms of communication and communication to all pipeline and clients.
Yeah.
Kind of, rolled into this role. So
the
I love it.
concierge, tell me about that. So that's the service after sale. Is that what that is?
Both. So it has two different arms. We've got a buyer experience service. So when a buyer purchases a property through Ray White, we offer them a range of solutions, including insurance or pet walking, dog minding, anything to do with moving basically is offered to them as a purchaser through Ray White.
So you just ring them up and say, would you like me to walk your dog?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Which I would absolutely take.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to be the dog walker in that situation. And then we have our second arm, which is client nurturing. So that is looking at an agent or a business's database, seeing what clients need to be called and communicated with, and finding out how we can actually communicate with them on behalf of themselves, Ray White, and seeing if we can, get a lead or have any sort of lead generation for our agents. So
that's cool. So the agents, and there's probably a lot of them that don't actually want to contact their database because they don't believe in it.
Absolutely.
They can plug into your concierge system and you call them on their behalf, and if they're buyers or sellers, you figure out that journey. And
it's more about nurturing them, and that kind of leads to my recruitment role as well, right? Because you're introducing yourself, you're wanting to get to know them, building a relationship. I mean, everyone has a choice in regards to what they do. So if someone trusts you, you would hope that you would be first on that list. So it's nurturing them to a point where we can, put them in touch with our area expert or the agent that we're working with.
Yeah, so you're just leveraging the agent.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Nice. So how do the agents pay for that? Is it like a subscription, or do they pay via the result, or?
They pay up front. It is tax deductible, so a tax deductible expense. Depending on how many contacts they would like to be communicated with, we will obviously, or the concierge business will go through their database, select what they recommend, or at least put forward what they recommend, and then the agent is able to go with that. Sometimes an agent will come with a budget and say, look, for $200 a month, I'm willing to spend, this much money. What can you do for me?
Okay.
So
cool.
Yeah, it's all about touch points and communicating, which then has led me into where I am today.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you're obviously dealing with all types of agents at Ray White. How many agents are there now in Queensland?
Oh gosh, agents. I wouldn't even be able to tell you, to be honest. We've got over 150 offices in our Queensland network alone.
Wow.
So agent-wise, I would not even know the number to be able to explain that. Yeah.
Do you know all the agents? You know most of them?
I try to know all of them. So part of my role is out in the network and giving them, whatever lesson I can teach or help them in any way possible. So I try and get to know them.
Yep.
Yes. I don't know everyone. And if I don't know you and you're watching this or listening to this.
Hello.
I will, or you will now.
Yep.
But most of our agents, yes, I try and get in front of and communicate with.
Cool. And so you've got a good range of agents that are seasoned veterans to, your more amateur agents, and you've got some heavy riders there as well. So tell me some things that these big agents, these top riders, the best agents, what do they have in common? Like what tell me about them.
Awesome. I love this question. I think most importantly, it's their team structure. I mean, a lot of them do have a team because to have a team, you need to create capacity. And the only way to do that is to grow your team. Sure. So a lot of them have a team and then consistency. So what they're doing well and they're doing it often. We always talk about roles and responsibilities, so staying in a lane. So each of their team members, normally we try and give them support in this, but have a path. It's not 1 + 1 = 1, it's 1 + 1 = 4.
Yeah, nice.
We want, if they're getting a new team member to come in, we need them to know their specific role and be all working towards the same goal.
Okay.
I think that's so important as well, as knowing where they're looking to go and how they're going to get there, and ensuring that the team is on that journey too.
Yeah.
So
what do these teams look like?
Depending, it could be a lead agent, 2 associates, and an admin PA. Depending on the size of the team, the volume, how efficient they are. But normally it's within that type of setup. From an associate level, like we had a situation this morning where the associate has now grown to a co-agent and they've actually got their own associate as well. So depending on the team and the way that they're looking to expand, we would hope that our lead agent wants to grow and evolve their team members to continue pushing them to be better as well and to be their own agent, or depending on the pathway they would like to go.
Does the co-agent go first on listings?
Depending. So, situational. In this situation, no. But yeah, again, depending on what the agent is looking to do.
Does the associate go lead agent on?
Depending, it's situational. Depending on their team and the way that they're set up.
Yeah, cool.
Obviously, we can guide them with as much resources and support as possible in terms of leadership, but inevitably it comes down to their team. There's some teams that have, a number of associates, but all of the sales go under the lead agent. And there's others where the associate will take the lead agent position under a listing if it's theirs.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice way to get into real estate, I think. Like to be dropped right in the deep end. Like there's people that can do it, but it definitely is hard. I think you need a bit of life experience and you need some runs on the board in other industries to try and figure that out, especially for like the youngsters, like I have these like 18, 19-year-olds that are like, I'm happy to get into sales. And I'm like, it's not going to be that easy.
I guess the great thing, and I feel like I'm plugging, but the good thing about concierge is that, a budding associate can come in and learn how to actually communicate and prospect. Then they can join a team. And then they use that prospecting skill as a part of a team. They continue to finesse their prospecting skills, but then they also learn the art of appraisals. And then they progress in that way. So I guess there's a lot of building blocks that we can add in order to create a really great agent from the start.
So the agents, they get their pick of the concierges, do they? Is that how it works?
Not necessarily. I mean, I know concierge would love to keep all of their consultants and their specialist consultants. But look, if someone is looking to go into real estate, it's a really great way to get them in there, get them used to the phones, used to prospecting, because that's a big part of the job. I think we call Horizon 1 recruitment. So recruitment at a base level where you bring in someone green or someone that is new to the industry to build them up. And they have to learn the art of prospecting. I think too many associates think that they don't have to be on the phones. They don't make time for it. But if you're not communicating, calling, generating appraisals to then generate listings, I think that's where you're going wrong.
But they wore a suit to the office. So surely they should get listings.
Surely. That's what we all think. The community will know us by the suit.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes I've had agents come here and they're like, I'm like, you understand what real estate is, don't you? And they're like, well, yeah, like you guys like sell houses and like you stand around houses and you sell them. And I'm like, no, that's not real estate. Real estate is like hustling on the phone, just nonstop, door knocking, randomly cold calling, getting rejected all day. That's real estate.
Absolutely. I mean, in recruitment, I look at recruitment the same as being a sales agent and running your own pipeline, and you are rejected and you have to kind of, show that resilience, back up again and go again. And I think the same with that is they need to be able to schedule time blocks. You have to really honor your calendar and have those time blocks in there to prospect, to communicate. And what we find with the data that we do have access to is that if you're not talking to people, you're not communicating with them, which means they don't know you or trust you, which means that when a vendor goes to sell, are they going to even choose you? Because if they don't know you, then how are you ever going to get into the door?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree.
It all comes down to the basics.
Yeah, nice. The recruitment style that you have, though, it's not like aggressive. Like the Ray White recruitment style, I feel like because Ray White is such a big beast, it doesn't really need to be like come and work for us type of thing. Is that how it is?
Yeah, look, I think in the past we were very volume based in terms of our recruitment. So, a franchise on every corner, which we've stemmed away from that model. Ours is more performance based. We want the best in the business. And they want us as well. They have to believe that Ray White is the best vehicle to take them where they want to go.
For sure.
So for me, it's not aggressive. I don't need to, go in and bombard someone with all the great things about Ray White.
Yeah.
I feel like I know them, but for them, what do they want? Where do they have a crack that can be filled, and what is that? Yeah. And it's getting to know someone. You need to be a real person. I'm not a bulldog, or I'm not aggressive in my approach. I'm more personable.
Are you ready to supercharge your real estate game? If so, then you should join our agent growth training program and community. Here you will learn the tips, the tricks, the processes, the strategies to dominate your local marketplace. If you want to become the #1 agent in your area, Agent Growth is for you. If you'd like to join, follow the link below and you can sign up for free.
Yeah, I guess, because obviously I've experienced that, recruitment style from a few of you guys. And I never felt like under pressure with Ray White. Like I've always felt like you're just there in the background. You're like, everyone have a chat, let me know, like type of thing. It's like, that's how I feel about the Ray White recruitment style, which I think works really well. But for like us smaller businesses, for people like myself or for, other young CEOs out there that are watching this, it is harder for us to do that style, because if we don't go in and try to, come here, like we can help you with this and this and this, it's hard for them to want to come here. So I'd love to be in that position where you could try that style.
Well, to be honest, different people, and it's also situational. I mean, I've learnt through my experience now and working alongside Jason Andrew, our CEO, it's never closed. If you give someone the opportunity to say no, you've kind of ended the relationship. So it's always being able to keep that door open to go back with more and more and more. It's just a layering effect
for sure
with that as well. So
it does take time, for an agent to move brands. It's pretty big.
Oh, it's a huge decision.
It's huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
And I think, we have a lot of different tactics that we use, and everyone has their own strategy, right? Because we're all different people. I'm more energetic, so my calls or my communication is a little bit, I try and spark energy in someone and optimism, because that's just me as a person, whereas someone else might go in with, being a heavy hitter or maybe more analytical, depending on the person that they're talking to. So, and everyone connects with different people as well.
Yeah.
So who you are speaking to may not connect with you as much as they connect with your business partner or whoever it is.
Absolutely.
So you also got to choose your relationships and who's going to nurture that.
For sure. So you said before you got some different styles and techniques. I want to hear about it. What are you doing?
It depends. For me, we have the 3 different horizons. So for me, I'm on horizon 3. So it's looking at your rainmaker recruitment. So I'm wanting to talk to all of the top agents in Southeast Queensland.
Okay.
So the way that I do that is communicating, and it's always, again, never closing the door. For me, consistency is key. So the same as a sales agent. If they don't know me, how are they ever going to know Ray White? 1 or 2, what people within Ray White are like, and what support we offer. So it's continually drip feeding little bits of information in order to then hopefully find a crack and then, show them what we are capable of providing them.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, we've been to the breakfast. That was nice. Little events that you put on there. It's I'm not moving brands. Like I'm not a sales agent that's moving brands right now, but I still get invited to those things, and that's lovely. And I get to meet all these other top agents around Brisbane, and I'm like, this is cool. This is nice. Feels good.
I might talk to that a little bit. So anyone that's listening, we hold a high performers event. So it's for top agents across Southeast Queensland. It's exclusive, so you do have to be invited, and it is an intimate group of people that are attending these events. Now, some people may look at it as a recruitment event, but for me, it's getting to know people within the industry. I think it's so important for anyone within the industry to connect with like-minded people and connect with people anyway. Hopefully they learn something and I can learn something too. And then second to that, it's also getting feedback. I think sometimes people or business owners shy away from talking to top performers because they know that or think that they're never going to have an opportunity there. But I think alongside that, yes, you can get an opportunity to connect, but you also get opportunity for feedback. When you meet with them, you can see what they're doing within their businesses and what they think of ours. And that's the best feedback ever because they're a person of top quality. So it's not necessarily for that. It's being able to align yourself, connect, and gain feedback. I put myself in situations where I need to call top performers. And sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, what if this person doesn't like me? And you have all these thoughts run through your mind, but you have to put yourself out there. You have to make the call and you have to get the feedback. Try and connect with them and in order to get that.
I reckon most of the better agents would be pretty nice anyway, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I haven't been told a swear word or anything.
Yeah.
Just stop calling. So no,
I like those events, and you guys have got a lot of data on agents.
Yes, yeah, we do.
Yeah, tell me about that system.
Yes, we do have Pulse Radar, which is part of our, recruitment strategy. it is accessible data. Anyone can access it, but this basically portals it into a nice platform for us to view. From there, we can see what trajectory performers are on. So it allows me to have a look to see if someone's performing really well, if they're declining, what's going on in their life, to be able to track them in regards to their performance.
Absolutely.
So, and we always, market share is taken. So we look at the market share and see, where the opportunity, lies.
Nice. So you're not going for the office on every corner anymore?
No, we are very much, we want the best in the business.
Yeah.
And the best in the businesses. Our ethos is always best in market. So we want people that, are favoured to be best in market, are showing that they are best in market. Everything I do, I want it to be best in market. Yeah. So it kind of runs through us. So
for sure,
that leads to businesses as well. We want people that are best in market.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I guess there's a nice thing about having, an office in every suburb and, trying to dominate that way. But you then do have like this whole, like, that's my suburb, don't you? And it's like these agents, they sort of like feel like they own that pocket and another Ray White agent shouldn't maybe work on there. And so do you get a bit of that? You get a bit of that, like, stay out of my zone, stay out of my area type of thing?
I'm sure it happens. And I know that there would be conversations about it. I think if you turn it on the flip side, so say if someone has 20% market share, well, where's the 80%? There's 80% to go. There's enough to share around. And if you're doing the right things, hopefully you get there. But, there is opportunity there in the 80%. Although you have 20, where's the other side?
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Ray White. So it's a big brand. It's a huge brand. So you tell me what you do every day. Like, so you're out and about. Are you on the phones? Are you meeting agents? Are you training? Like, what are you doing?
All of the above. Depending, my week to week can be quite different. I try and keep it structured. So again, with recruitment, consistency is key, and you don't want to kind of fall off the bandwagon and not be seen. So it's about that consistent and frequent communication. So it is calls, it's meeting people, whether that's a coffee, a lunch, a dinner, whatever it may be, whatever stage that they're at.
Yeah.
It's training team members. So going into our offices, looking where there's, potential for me to offer some sort of support, whether that's in recruitment, whether that's in recognition, whether that's in our training and events, whether that's in my concierge experience, whatever it may be, I'll do that. And then, basically helping to be a part of the network. So many questions and so many things happen from day to day. So it's making sure that I'm front of mind in terms of being a contact.
That's awesome.
So it is cool.
It's a pretty cool job.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. I love recruitment. It's a challenge. And one thing I was going to say, I think in regards to the way that we recruit as well, it's so important to know who you are. So when you are maybe a smaller business or, of a particular level, if you don't go in with your value add and you don't know who you are, you're not going to be able to recruit.
Yeah.
We call it like the 10-second elevator pitch. When you're at the top of the elevator going down to the bottom, you should be able to explain exactly who you are.
Absolutely.
So when someone leaves that elevator, they're like, whoa, okay, awesome. They know within 10 seconds what type of company or business or person that you are.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we go in with.
Nice.
So our value add.
So you're floating around and you sort of get to know these agents, understand where there might be holes in their business and whatnot. And because you know the network, you can sort of match people into those positions. Is that what you do? And move people around a bit?
We try not to move them, but look, if they're looking to be moved or looking to accelerate or whatever growth opportunity that they require, of course, we want to enable that or be able to support that. So it's seeing where you can offer your services in any way.
Yeah. How many Tieras are there at Ray White?
There is one in my role, but we do have a team of network specialists. So we've got a digital team, we've got a performance team, we have a marketing admin team. So there are network specialists out within the network, depending on the pathway that they are in.
Yeah. And you work for the Ray White brand. You don't work for the individual, the offices. You work at the top.
That's right. So at corporate. Yeah. So our Ray White corporate team.
Nice.
So we have, there should be about 12 team members within our corporate team, all supporting the network in all their own little avenues. And we use the roles and responsibilities, those pathways that we mentioned before with the teams.
Yeah.
That's what we have to ensure that everyone sticks to their own lane. We've got the pathways in place to ensure that everything is covered. So we know who to send someone to if they need any help.
Nice. Yeah, I've got that in this business as well, like we're growing. We're nowhere near the size that you're at.
You're doing really well.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
We'll get there. It's just going to take time. Just need the right people. We need the teams to be built, and our agents to rise up and, take control of their suburbs and, open up offices one day if that's what they want to do. But yeah, from a supporting role, like I sent out a survey to all my freedom agents and everyone at the brand recently. It's like a couple of weeks ago. And something that came back is they would like more support around certain things. There's always something that they would like, the agents, they're very, they need everything, the agents, love them to death. But when I was reading this, I was like, exactly what part of the support do you need? Because when you know exactly where you can help out your agents, it becomes easier. So you then just send in the specialists like, Tiera, we need you over here. We need you there. So you're flying over and all around and helping people solve problems.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think we look at it as a holistic approach. So it's going into a business and saying, hey, well, what's going on? Let's kind of deconstruct everything that is going on. And then kind of frame your support or assistance depending on what level they need first. So if it is not knowing the roles and responsibilities, we have a fabulous employee called Monique Hayden. She goes in there and looks at goal setting and OKRs and roles and responsibilities and sets up the pathway. Yep. And then the next step might be looking at auction training. So then we bring in Benson Spong, our head of performance, and then he's delivering auction training and supporting them throughout that journey.
Cool.
Sometimes they'll need communication training or recruitment training. Maybe they need to grow their teams. That's when I can come in and look at their strategy around that. Or if I can connect with them with anyone that I know within the industry that is looking for a position in that way. So it's relying on the support and being able to provide the support depending on where they need it.
Nice.
Some offices don't need any, but some need a lot. So, you have to manage your time and communication there.
So the ones that aren't successful, where do you think they're going wrong?
I don't think they know who they are.
Okay.
I think that in order to have people join you or to have everyone on the same trajectory, you need to know who you are.
Yeah.
We know who we are in terms of like our goals. We have 3 pillars: recruitment, auctions, and then performance.
Yeah.
And we know that we want to sell one in every 4 homes by 2032, so 25% market share by 32.
Yeah.
We want 10,000 auctions to happen. So we are really clear on what we stand for.
Culture.
Yes. And I think that some businesses maybe they don't know who they are and they don't have everyone on that same trajectory.
So you mean like an office, for instance, they're not an auction office maybe at Ray White. They're maybe not going for certain types of properties. They're all over the shop. Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't think it's necessarily auctions, but they don't have their goals in place and they're working backwards in order to get there.
Yeah.
I think I think it's so important to have a strategy day and look at what your financial year plan or next year plan looks like and work backwards, have it set up and ready to go. And of course, it's not going to be perfect, but at least you're all working towards that same goal.
Yeah.
I think back to the team section as well, everyone's in their lane, everyone's in their path, working, all together in unison to get to that end goal. And you've got to know what that end goal is.
Yeah.
And you've got to know who you are when you're doing it. Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah. So what's your goal? What do you want to achieve? What's you're obviously going through the pathway at the moment. Would you ever be an agent?
Well, look, I did get my sales agent license and I've just done auctioneer training. So the important thing for now is to be as best of a recruiter as I can and connect with as many individuals in the industry as I can. I'm a year or almost a year into my role within the corporate team. I've loved it. I've loved every single second. I bounce out of bed each morning and I love what I'm doing. So credit to the corporate team for making my day amazing. But I do want to be the best recruiter ever. And I've still got a long journey, down that road. I'm just, my relationships are still forming, and then also be an auctioneer. So I've just done my first competition to be an auction. And to be an auctioneer, and I get my license in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
So
I got my auctioneer's license too.
Oh, cool.
I've called a few.
Yeah. Do you like it?
No.
Really? Okay. I've called one. So maybe my thought process will change, but I'm really excited for that part of my life.
Yeah.
So for me, it's tackling my role and becoming an auctioneer. They're my 2 kind of short-term goals.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like it, but it just adds another layer of pressure to my life that sometimes I do not need. Like I've called a couple of my own auctions once, and just wasn't prepared, like wasn't ready, and it was just like a disaster. It was just like, oh, I'm not doing this again, so you got to be ready for that. So
yes, I've been in the car on Saturdays with some of our auctioneers, some external auctioneers like Justin Nickerson. Shout out to you. He's been amazing, and being able to look at auctions, even the way that agents set up the auction, it's so important to have all of those basics down pat, ready to go. Because what makes a really good auction is if the agent has prepared for it.
Absolutely.
So I've been learning a lot about that, but super excited for that part of my future. That's definitely a huge goal.
Because Dave, who was in your role previously, so is he the office manager of Burleigh now? Is that what he is?
He's head of performance and growth.
Yeah.
But yes, he's their auctioneer and performance person.
Yeah, that's a cool role too.
Yeah, I think it definitely suits his skill set. And I mean, he started in recruitment external, I think it was Go Recruitment, and then has moved into a corporate role and then now gone out to the network. So we normally see that different team members kind of bounce around and go into different avenues because they find, that's a great opportunity for their next step.
Well, you're meeting everyone, aren't you? You can find out where you'd like to work. And
that's right. And it's funny, I think it's back to the connection piece. You connect with different people. So there's offices that I go into all the time and there's some that I haven't been into before. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just sometimes people need you and they find value in you. So you continually provide that where you can.
It's awesome.
So it is really cool.
When's the next breakfast?
Oh, well, end of the year. It's going to be a lunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Actually, our last one, we had AI. So we had campaign agent CEO Seth Watts.
Yeah.
I think he's actually COO or CFO. It's official title. I call him CEO. Sorry, he got angry. But we delve into the world of AI, and it was incredible. The amount of AI within real estate at the moment is insane. Like bots are calling people.
Seriously.
Which is incredible.
We just got this new texting system we're rolling out at the moment, and I just can't even believe what's coming back. I'm just like, oh, here we go, because I've been big on collecting data. It's been a really big thing for us. It's over the years, but now that this AI is all coming into play, I think the people that have got the best data are just going to kill it.
We hope so. I think with AI, it will never replace human interaction or human connection. I think contact hours in front of people is most important. Mark McLeod, I heard him say yesterday, that's what we're really trying to amp up, where we are face-to-face, because that is the winning edge, because you can influence people the most or they can trust you. But AI, in order to create efficiency and just, without having to do so many tasks, AI is incredible for that. Seriously. There's even language barriers. There was Seth showed us a video where he could change the language within the video, so he could be talking English, and then in 10 seconds time he could be talking Mandarin.
Wow.
So pretty incredible the way that it will help to communicate with people.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my blabbering on. It's been fabulous.
No, I like what you do. I like you. I like your style. I like Ray Y. So, thank you for coming in and giving us some insights into what you do.
We love Freedom Property, and thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Or me.
Thank you. See you soon.